You're listening to Fucks Given, the one where we talk about dating trends. Ooh.
Oh, very excited because some of these that we've learned are mind-blowing.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by them. We basically saw an article on online, and it's just really bizarre and something that I think we all relate to.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of these phrases were making me crease. Like, we all know ghosting, but haunting,
Zombieing,
Kanyeing.
Kanyeing.
It's so hard to say. Kanyeing.
Yeah, that drew my attention, I must say.
So yeah, we'll be getting into that, curious fuckers. If you would like to stay on the episode,
Wow,
stay tuned.
you're
Nice.
really making everyone want to stay. They're
I'm
like, what, this
hungover,
really
okay?
exciting thing that we're going to be talking about? You can stick around if you want.
If you really want to. I mean, unless you have something better to do.
If you want, you can stay listening to us. I actually do believe we have something quite interesting to say.
Yes. There's a few things.
In the last week, we both had quite a lot of stuff happening to us.
It's been intense.
Uh-huh.
It's been a very intense beginning of the first year.
Whew. Yeah. Well, what happened yesterday, Reed? Little signing update.
Oh my god, loads of shit happened. Loads of shit went down. So this is, if anyone heard like a couple of podcast episodes ago, actually it wasn't a couple, a few, there was like, there's a big thing I want to talk about, but I'm too scared to talk about. And so I picked up my keys for my very first place.
Hey.
Yay! Woo! So yeah,
exciting.
that was insane. Little old me on my own has managed to buy a place in London.
That is crazy. Like, for anyone that knows what a housing market's like in London, that's crazy.
It's a disgusting amount of money. Like,
Yeah.
no bank should ever look at me and go, yeah, I'm going to lend you £400,000.
So basically,
Idiots.
we've got a little rich bitch here on our hands.
Rich bitch. I mean, you know
saved-
what? Yeah, I'm gonna succumb. I'm gonna succumb. I'm fucking good with money.
You are very good with money.
I've been hiding away from it, like, and not telling anyone about my savings, but I've been scribbling away.
Well, that's the thing, is that, like, I think we both have very different ways of living with money. Like, you've sacrificed things in order to save money, whereas I do the complete opposite and would never sacrifice anything, because I'm like, I want to live my best life now.
Absolutely. There's no right way to do it. You have to do it your way, because
Exactly.
like, you know, imagine if I saved up, scribbled all my little monies away, and any holiday I was like, no, any new things I was like, no. And then I died.
Yeah.
And all that savings just went to nothing, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's a problem.
Yeah, but
You're
then
not enjoying your life.
it works out for some people, i.e. you've like just bought your house, which is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yes, I got the keys and got in there. I made the offer back in September. So that's September, October, November, December, January, February. It's almost 6 months of when I made the offer. Let's say 5, just to
Which is actually, I think, quite a quick process for a move.
I think that's fucking long, but maybe
It's
it
long,
just
but
felt
for
long.
moving,
Yeah,
I think it's a really long, short amount of time considering.
yeah. When you say 5 months, it sounds really short. But when it's every day of praying to be like get the call of completion, and I thought I was going to move in before Christmas. I really did.
That was very wishful thinking, Reed.
Yeah, they told me. That's what they said, motherfuckers.
You can never believe the estate agents.
No, never believe them, especially when it's not the fucking official completion date. So yeah, it was actually I got my keys early, about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks early, which was amazing.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting you to get them this early.
This early, yeah, crazy. And yeah, it's hard talking about money. I know Florence and I are pretty good at talking about money. We make sure it's important because a lot of us don't talk about money enough. You know, like talking about salary, which only does your employer good.
Yeah.
And talking about salary is important.
And what's really interesting and why it's relevant to this podcast is that the culture of not talking about money then has actually led to us having like bad relationships and like weird, like, you know, men that can't be happy for their partner's like success and like, you know, it's it all really does boil down to the money chat.
Yeah, and I mean, I think probably why it's okay for me to chat about. My mum has always talked about money. My mum is very good with money, so I learned a lot from her. You know, like where to move money, where to invest, where to put in for ISAs, and all this kind of stuff. Like what's the best bank accounts and shit. And it's still a hard topic, and especially in my girl WhatsApp group, we're all trying really hard to talk about money and how much we earn, because it's this weird like competition, and it shouldn't be. And I know we all strive for more money, but how do you know that you're getting the right amount of money from your work, or being able to, like, the first thing I did when I got my bill through from my flat was like film it all, film the bill of how much it was, how much all the fucking costs were, because some of them were outrageous, like 16, 17 grand for just, what's it called, stamp duty tax, which is what the government takes for you being able to buy something that's like over that certain amount.
Oh, that's mad.
Which is just like, yeah, I'm just a bit like, but why though? That's my hard-earned cash that I've earned myself.
Why you take it?
And also the other one, right? Sex work. So, of course, being a sex worker, it's so easy for me to make a joke and be like, well, you know, I'm a sex worker. Obviously, I've got a house. Like, obviously, I can afford this. Or obviously, and I think that's dangerous because, again, it's boiling sex workers down to just money. Like, oh, that's the only reason.
Huge problem.
Yeah.
And also, it's not as easy as that, being a sex worker. Like, you've put in a lot of time and years and effort into building your sex work career.
Thank you. Yeah, it's tough with sex work because it's, of course, that's the highest earner. That's my main source of income. But
same for me.
Yeah, OnlyFans. Like, I don't think I ever would have been able to do this without OnlyFans.
Mad.
And, you know, like, thanks to every subscriber out there, because you've made this possible. But it's still, you know, maybe it's just made it a reachable goal rather than, I don't know. It's so hard to say. Of course I want to joke around and be like, yeah, suck loads of dick and got a house, you know? But I don't know. It definitely, it puts a bad light on sex work, because it's like, well, you know, I'm doing sex work because I enjoy sex work, not just for the money,
rather than it being about money.
Yeah. I think people justify it. It's like, oh yeah, but you know the money, right? It's worth the money. It's like, yeah, it is. You can also do the same thing, but it's fucking hard.
But the thing is, like, most people work for the money. Like, most people don't do their jobs. Like, you wouldn't do like, you're an accountant for the money, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't do accountancy because you
yeah.
enjoy it. Like, so most people work for the money, but we don't go to an accountant and be like, wait, so how much do you earn then? Is it worth it? Is it worth all, like, the time spent on those spreadsheets?
Yeah, fuck. At least I fucking love my job. I love being a sex worker.
Yeah.
I adore it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing that up, because yes, I'm very happy. I'm very excited. I haven't moved in quite yet, but I'm going to in the next week.
Yeah. And you had your tickle party.
Oh my God, I forgot about that one. It's been a weekend, Florence. It has been a weekend. So I had my tickle party on the Friday, and then yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I had a throuple date.
Sorry.
I had a throuple date, which ended in a threesome.
What?
Yeah, which is why probably I'm hungover.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, should I do like a quick rundown of the tickle party?
Yeah, because, oh my God, there's too much. And
I know, that's
I
literally
also
too
have
much.
stuff as well, so it's like, what the fuck?
Or do you want to slip yours in now? What have you got up to, Florence, and then we'll get to my tickle party.
Okay. I'll do it quickly, because I don't really want to give this as much time and effort and thought as I've been kind of thinking about it in reality. But basically, as you all know, I tried to start being friends with my ex, and I had a huge realization yesterday, which has been a realization that's been happening slowly since he's come back into my life, that I cannot be friends with him. Because it swung me back into into a bad place. Not gonna lie, like I was just suddenly like, wait, so how come I'm just like being lazy around my flat, like not doing my washing up, not doing this, not sort of getting back into that weird like breakup zone place.
Yeah, which
and
those are clear signs that you're not okay, something's going on.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was happy maybe like 2-3 weeks ago before he came back into my life.
Fuck.
And yeah, I just realized I needed to cut it off. So on Valentine's Day, I called him up and I was just like, I cannot be friends. And he was just like, you're so emo doing this on Valentine's Day. And I was like, I know.
But I'm proud of you. That's so good. The fact that you put your foot down and you recognized that you were potentially being dragged down by this, and then you addressed it on the head.
Yes, and it was really, really hard just because I wanted to be friends with him so badly. I really wanted to keep him in my life in some kind of way, and I had to choose me though. I had to choose me. And
you are the most important one. You deserve love, Florian.
I literally voiced Reed being like, and it brings all these feelings where I'm just like, I just feel really unwanted and like I don't deserve love, but I know I deserve love. But
I was on the tube listening, like, you deserve love, Florian.
I was like, I know I do, but sometimes it feels like no one loves me.
No,
because it's like, how can someone show so much love to you and not actually want to commit to you? And it brings up a lot of insecurities.
For sure.
But yeah, so I had like basically this weird like mini breakup on Valentine's Day. I like sobbed and cried and like I spent the evening cuddling my little like soft toy.
Yeah. Oh, baby girl, I'm so sorry.
But today...
It sounds so good. Sounds so cathartic.
Yeah, I think I needed to feel all those feelings. And I think I told you, Reed, that I'd written in my journal just before I left LA being like, I'm ready to embrace the pain of like what I left behind to complete the circle of healing. And that was the moment.
That was the moment. This is it. This is the recovery.
Yeah, and now I can move forward with my life and be committed to myself.
Yeah. It's beautiful, man. It's so sad, but so beautiful.
It was sad. It was very sad, but very, very needed. And I hope that this gives people the courage to take those steps as well when they know it's right deep down.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there are so many people out there listening to this completely relating and just going like, I'm going to complete my heal circle.
My healing circle.
I am worthy of love.
Okay, so now back to your tickle party.
Such a fucking like juxtaposition.
It's like the weirdest like mix of stuff for a podcast. Like, you never know what you're gonna get here.
That's true. We've been busy. So yeah, on Friday I hosted my very first fetish/tickle party. It's not a sex party. I was trying to go for that, even though it was in a sex safe space where you could have sex. And it was all the people that I had been chatting to online that lived in the UK, lived around London, that I wanted to invite to actually do a meet and greet, because there are a couple of tickle fetish events, but they're never in London, really. So yeah, I did that, and that was really fun. That was quite nerve-wracking.
Yes.
It was a really great venue as well. It was in this like really cool, so her name's Mistress Adrena, is in her studio called Inanna Studios. And it's basically like the coolest dungeon you've ever seen. Like really nice and swanky looking. It doesn't look like dungeon decor. It's very cool.
Yeah.
You know, like neon lights, and just looks very fucking stylish. So yeah, that was amazing. And I got tickled. Yeah. I can't fucking say it. It's so hard. It was so funny because it's so nice chatting to these people who are still saying things like the T word because saying tickle is triggering for them. You know, it's hard to say. I was exactly the same. I couldn't say it for years. I couldn't say the T word. If I heard someone say the T word, I would literally go bright red and like freak out.
Wow.
And so it was so nice just being able to introduce everyone to everyone. And of course, it was a bit awkward at the start, but like, as all these things are. And someone was like, yeah, you know, like the T word. And I was like, no, we are in a tickle safe space. Scream tickle at the top of your lungs. And we all did it. And it was really amazing.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. And talking about like childhood and like our first memories of it. And yeah, it was just great. And so I'm definitely going to do more. It was really good. Nice. And yeah, and I got gang tickled at the end by 7 people, and it was the best thing of my life.
Gang tickled?
Yeah, at the end, and it was the best day of my life.
Oh my God, I actually can't think of anything worse than that.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible, but like, that's what gets me off about it. Right. Yeah. Oh, it was so good, so bad good. Yeah, So I'm on a bit of a high from that, I think. Actually, probably from the whole fucking weekend. So expect a crash soon. That will happen.
Yeah, next episode, Reed's going to be like, hi guys.
Yeah, I'm fucking miserable. All my dopamine's used up.
Well, actually, at the beginning of this episode, you were like, I'm really hungover.
That's fair, yeah, I was hungover. But now we're talking about things that get me excited.
Get me excited. So that's really awesome. Was there anything like else that happened there that you can tell us about?
What went down? I mean, it was more just safe space, really, and everyone was so grateful. There was a lot of so much, like, everyone was on fucking point with consent and asking about boundaries and talking, and it was just magical. This is why I made the event quite private, and it was, if you wanted to come, you had to know somebody or be vetted by me personally, because I wanted to make sure that everyone knew their shit there and no one felt uncomfortable. Yeah. So yeah, it was just, everyone was great. There was a lot of like asking permission and double checking. And
I'm imagining a room filled with giggles and laughter and screaming.
Yes, but no. Everyone was really too awkward to start tickling. Like, it got really late and nobody wanted to, because again, it's like, it's their deepest, darkest fetish fantasy to tickle somebody or to be tickled. So everyone was fucking terrified of doing it. Everyone was so nervous. So obviously I went first.
How did you initiate it?
Well, yeah, I had a play partner come and join me, tickle me, and then kind of like, I would go out and be like, please feel free to use the equipment, and if you want to play, like, does anybody want to play? Can I tickle someone? By the end of it, I was like, who wants to tickle me? Like, I was like so down. And then that's when the gang tickling happened. And it was so great.
Oh, that's really nice. I'm so happy for you.
The person that I had my very first tickle session, he came and he was actually really helpful. He really helped me with a lot of the organisation and
that's cool.
Chatting. And yeah, he was really cool. It was overall really great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to definitely make more.
That was a very exciting update.
Yes. Do you want to know about Valentine's, or have we run out of time?
Well, you know what? We could talk about it in kind of like the meat of the episode, because we are talking about dating. But you, like, to start off the whole dating conversation, we could talk about the fact that you went on a throuple date.
Throuple date, yeah. I've never done that before, especially not on Valentine's Day. I never go out on Valentine's Day. It's always like you do the takeaway on Valentine's Day and then you go out some other time or something like that, because it's so booked to shit anyway. And was really lucky that Sam was down and we found this lovely girl, actually off of Instagram, no dating apps.
What?
Yeah, which was pretty cool. I think we put up a post it was like a couple's post, and the tagline was like something about having a threesome with us.
This. Yeah.
And then we saw her in the comments, and so I messaged her and I was like, hey baby, hi. Literally slid in her DM. So she was down to join us. We were invited to the world's first throuple restaurant.
You say that like really unexcited.
Well, it was more like, I was like, really? Is it the world's first? Or is that just some kind of branding? But you know what?
An interesting concept, that's for sure.
It was. I was expecting like triangle tables.
Was it just a normal restaurant?
Yeah. It was a normal restaurant. There was actually a table of 5 people. And I was like, oh, is this a poly couple? I mean, not couple, polyhexagon.
Polycule.
Polycule, yes.
Yeah. How did the date in there then like transition into the threesome?
So actually it didn't. The dinner ended there, and our gorgeous date, she ended up having to go back home to look after the dog. And on the way home, we messaged somebody that we had been chatting to via Field.
What? Okay, this is not what I expected at all.
And then she lived literally just round the corner, invited her over for a drink on a fucking Monday. What a trooper. And then, had a couple drinks, got a really good vibe off of her, and probably had potentially the best threesome of my life.
No way.
Yeah, it was really fucking good. It was like really engaging. She was really sexy and cute, and it was like a lot of evenness, and it was I don't know, it was really cool. She was fun, lots of fun.
Yeah, wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Had you like, I wonder about this from dating as well, because quite often you end up on a date or something and you just don't gel in person. Like, you think that you were gelling and then you just don't gel. So obviously when you invite someone back to yours like just for sex, it's quite risky, because then like, what if you're like, oh fuck, I'm really not attracted to them?
Yeah, I mean, that is quite hard, especially but then again, it really depends on your stance on sex. Because if you're just there just to have sex and it doesn't really matter who the person is, then you're just doing it to have an incredible, fun, crazy experience. And that's how I feel at a lot of sex parties or at hedonism, when you just fuck someone. And it's just so much fun. And you're not necessarily doing it for the sex, you're not doing it for the pleasure or for the orgasm, but you're doing it for just being able to fuck someone, just the experience.
Yeah.
And there's also something like, I get a lot of gratification and excitement just from that.
But, that's interesting. I don't think I relate in that way. I don't think that I can have good sex with someone that I'm not connected to or like physically attracted to.
Yeah, I think most people are like that. And there's like, there's so many different ways that our brain works. And I'm sure there'll be times where maybe you will have sex with somebody that you're not necessarily attracted to, and then it's fucking great. Or it's fascinating. But I've always done that. It's always like mindless sex, mindless one night stands, not because I'm gonna come or have great sex, but because I just want to have the one night stand, and the excitement of that is enough.
The thrill.
Ooh. So yeah, that was my crazy night.
Nice. Well, let's get into talking about these new dating trends, because obviously I think we're all coming up against them in our dating lives, and we all know about like ghosting, but what are the other things? What is zombieing? What is Kanyeing?
But before that, we're gonna have a little break and tell you about our new merch.
Oh yeah, completely forgot about the merch chat. We like got the merch out and everything to show you guys.
Literally got
some
the
of you
merch
watch
out
on YouTube.
Yes.
And let's take a little look here.
Yes, little looky see. Oh, what you got there, Florence?
I have a little tote bag, and it says "Put things inside me," and it's got a little cute flower illustration on it.
Yes, a flower. I wonder if I can. Can you see that? Right on my punani. Oh, yeah.
I genuinely love these bags. When we first got them, sent them, I was so excited because I was just so happy with it as well. And I think it really screams like everything that we love and like what we're about. And truly, you will be a curious fucker once you have your dope.
Yes, join the club. And we were really thrilled as well because it was Kat Lobo, who is an independent designer, and she created these designs for us, and you can see all of them on our sticker sheets. We got fucking stickers, man.
Yeah. I love the stickers, so I put them all over my laptop already.
They're so good, and they're nice and thick stickers. They're not like just like
Yeah.
Wispy
Oh my God.
little paper ones.
This is actually so worth saying because, you know, like when you want to put stickers on your laptop, but you don't want, or you want to put stickers anywhere and you don't want the residue left for this from the sticker.
Yes.
These stickers just peel off really nicely and they're reusable once you peel them off.
Yes, they're so good. They're basically the best thing.
days.
So, and of course, you can get sticker sheets and your very own tote bag. And plus, we forgot to say, the tote bags are organic cotton.
Yeah. So a little sustainable moment there. So
Yes.
yeah, find that on our website, which is www.comecurious.co.uk.
Nice. Thick tote bags as well, not like the pathetic ones. They are thick.
They're not flimsy. Wow, we're like really great at doing our like sponsors and stuff, and they're really bad for advertising our own shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of all over the place. Like, please buy a bag or two.
We're like, if you want to,
Please, maybe
you might like to buy our merch.
But please buy our merch.
Please do. Like, really, like, you know, the reason that we created our merch, honestly, is not about the money. It is about creating community. We want the Curious Fuckers to be part of the little Curious Fuckers club. And if you have the merch, you know, it's your way of being part of the community, and that's really what we want to build here.
I want to see someone on the tube or on the train or something with the bag.
How dope
would that be?
I would. That's dreamy. That would give me an orgasm right there on the spot.
Right there and then.
Yeah.
Right there and then you just have to run up to them and be like, oh my God, can I take a picture with you?
Oh my God, can I take it for the merch advertising?
Would you like to be a model advert?
Model advert? And they're like, no, fuck off.
Get off. Get away from me.
No. The Curious Fuckers are not like that. They would be so welcoming.
Yeah, they always are. Actually, a girl on the train, I think it was on Friday, on the way to the Tickle event, was like,
what?
Oh, I know you from the podcast. You're Reed from Fruxgiven. I was like, fuck off. No way. I had a mask on as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
dude,
mad.
That's incredible. And she made my day.
Just from your eyes
Yeah,
and your hair.
just
You've
from
got
my
very
eyes.
recognisable hair.
Holy shit. Sexual interruption.
We're here to talk to you about CHEEX, a platform that has everything from adult films, erotic audio stories, live workshops, and a taboo-breaking magazine.
CHEEX is one of our latest sponsors, so thank you for sponsoring these podcast episodes. I was checking out their kinky stuff last night, and well, hello. They even have like a tickle video, and I was like, hi.
They do not.
Hello.
Wow.
Which is really rare to find, so I was really happy.
They also have my favourite thing, which is audio porn. So if you want to just sit back, relax, and masturbate whilst you're listening to a really sexy story, you can choose a female or a male voice to read out the stories. So they have different ones. I was just looking at one earlier, all about wintry hiking and finding like a log fire to like get all loved up next to.
So CHEEX is kind of sexual entertainment and education. It's ad-free, virus-free, and completely legal, which of course we love.
And we have a special treat for you, Curious Fuckers. You can get access to CHEEX free for 14 days when you choose their yearly subscription. So use the code GIVEN and click on the link in the podcast description.
Their membership costs $14.90 a month if you pay monthly, or £9.90 a month if you pay yearly.
But use the code GIVEN for 14 days free when you select a yearly subscription, which you can cancel at any time.
Check out the CHEEX website now at getcheeks.com. That's spelled GETCHEEX.com, and the code is GIVEN.
Okay, let's talk about dating trends.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, let's talk about ghosting, because I think it's the one that we all know. We all know what ghosting is and have it experienced. And we're all trying not to do it, but sometimes it's actually just needed.
I don't know. I think that's kind of harsh. So psychologist Darren Stanton was saying that ghosting, of course, is ending all contact with somebody without any explanation. And according to him, it may be down to shoddy communication skills and an inability to take responsibility. it hurts at the time, but it could be a blessing in disguise. You want to run away from people that think it's cool to ghost.
Yeah, it's actually, and that's actually true. I think when it comes to ghosting, for some reason I always think about like dating in the very, very early stages, because like, you know, you're talking to someone on a dating app and then suddenly they just never reply. You never really think of anything at that point. But
No, unless you're really into them.
Yeah.
But like, I agree, because in that case, then I would have ghosted loads of people because I just don't have fucking time. And you're hoping that they're on the same page as well, that they're like fizzling out. But the ghosting, when it's worse, is when you've been on a date, or when you actually have fucked, or when you've done something in person, especially when the other person is saying stuff that makes you think that it's going to continue. Like, oh, I've had such a nice time, I can't wait to do this again, or I don't know, some other shit.
And ghosting as well, I think, is when, because I was thinking, oh, this kind of sounds familiar. Like when I went on a date and like there was loads of expectations, and then suddenly like after we fucked, there was just no communication. But I think there's that. But I feel like ghosting's ghosting when you reach out and they don't reply, and you're like, okay.
Very weird.
What?
Spooky. The next one though, zombieing. Right? So
that
zombieing
sounds interesting.
This fucking article's cracking me up. Like, uh-oh, the seance worked. Zombieing is when someone who has ghosted you sends a message from beyond the grave.
Oh, so when they've realised they fucked up, or they are feeling a bit lonely on Valentine's Day, and they're like,
yes,
oh, hey, actually, that was, kind of nice, and I would quite like some attention, so I'm going to slip back in, and then they'll probably do it again.
Yeah, and I've definitely experienced this loads of times.
Yeah.
One person,
I think I
might
might have done that to people, to be honest.
It depends though, because I feel like it so depends on where your headspace is at, right? If you actually are chill about it, and you're like, yeah, all right, I couldn't really care less, like, okay, that's down, then it doesn't affect you negatively, because it's just like maybe you're both in the same position. It only hurts when maybe one person likes one person more than the other.
Yeah.
But this psychologist says they're testing you, basically. Whether or not you respond depends on your circumstances, but beware. So yeah, they're testing you, but it doesn't really explain more.
Okay, they're just they're testing to see if you're single, if you're still there, like, yeah, I guess.
But it says be wary, as they might once again float off into the ether.
Yeah, I think I might actually do these things to people sometimes. Fuck. Like when I got back, I was like trying to test the waters to try and find like a fuck buddy, and I was like, who was I like slightly talking to in the past that like might be available now? And I was like, I think they might have a girlfriend, but they might not. They might have broken up. So I like slipped back in and was like, hey, how are you? How's things been? And then like try and work into the conversation. So how's things going with the girlfriend? And you're like, fingers crossed they're not together still. And then they're like, yeah, we're good. And you're like, fuck's sake. Okay,
yeah, and then you kind of drop off a little bit. Yeah,
and then you don't talk again.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a difference between ignoring. I don't know. I suppose every single situation is different and unique. So we have haunting.
Yeah.
Haunting is when someone who has ghosted you likes a social media post of theirs with no other contact.
Yeah. I feel like loads of people do the haunting thing. And it's always, there's so, oh my God, there are so many of those people in my stories, like all the time. And they're just there, like lurking.
Is it a bad thing? Again, I only think it's negative when someone likes somebody more than the other, when there's more emotions there. But you kind of no, you know what, it is a bad thing, because if you fancy them, if you want to do something, then fucking say it. Don't just like the odd social. But then again, maybe they're not, because I've done it before where I've fucked people before. I haven't wanted anything to do with them, but their post has come up on my story and I've been like, liked the post but not thought anything else of it.
Yeah.
I don't really want them back in my life, and maybe that's them overthinking that.
Huh. Yeah, so yeah, I guess it can be annoying sometimes.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, it's just different sides, isn't it?
And also, I guess it depends. I feel like it's still these things, but it depends how you take it. These things aren't necessarily negative unless you make them negative.
Okay, right. Best one.
Kanyeing.
Kanyeing. What do you think it is? Before we answer, what do you, listeners, think it is?
What do
Can you guess?
Just take a moment.
We need the countdown tune in here, like good old classic British TV.
Tell us.
So Kanyeing is when you go and meet somebody or go on a date and all they do is talk about themselves. I love the name of this so bad.
Oh my god, it's so Kanye. Oh
yeah,
my god.
it's complete like narcissist vibes.
Yeah. I a lot of people don't realize that they do it as well, I think, on dates.
I can do that. I can definitely talk about myself and not realize and be like, fuck, I haven't asked enough questions.
Weirdly, I think I do it most when I'm actually interested in the person.
Oh, really?
Which is really...
Oh, yes! Because you're trying to, like, big yourself up and tell them how amazing you are. Oh, I've done that too!
And then if I'm not that into them and I'm awkward, like, I had such an awkward date the other night where it's just it was not going... well at all, and I'm like racking my brain, like, what questions can I ask them? How can I learn more about them? Like, why do I even want to learn more about them? But maybe, I don't know, I think I maybe did talk about myself though a lot there as well. That's because I was just like, I don't know what to ask them.
Yeah, it could also be a nervous thing of just like, okay, well, I don't know what to say, so I'm gonna talk about the thing that I know best, which is ourselves.
Yeah,
I definitely do that, especially when you're trying to fill in awkward silences. And maybe like shit's going really well in your life, or oh my god, trauma dumping. I've definitely done that before on a date where shit is not going well, and I've just seen this as an opportunity to talk, and I've just gone like, yeah, I'm not doing well, and just like blah 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 blah, and just talked about myself in like a negative way.
Yeah,
and all the shit that I'm not dealing with.
Fuck. Yeah, I think probably all of us can fall into Kanyeing sometimes.
Yeah.
I had what's really interesting about this date is that I had a date the other week, and we've been chatting quite a lot before, like kind of like every single day throughout the day, and like
That's nice.
It was like one of those things where you start dating someone, you're not really like looking for anything, and then you're like, shit, I'm laughing at my phone and smiling to myself, and like this person's like making me feel something. And then
that's nice.
But then on the actual date, I just like, I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it just wasn't really what we both thought it was going to be really, but I was trying really hard to like, I was like, okay, cool. I want to know more about him. I want to build, because I was still really attracted to him, and I thought he was really, really hot, and we had some kind of like chemical attraction there. But when it came to the chat and the dating, it was really difficult. And then I swear, I feel like I kept trying to like talk about certain things to do with me, because I wanted him to like ask questions about me. And then he even said like, oh no, he said like, let's go back to back to his thing. And then he started talking about his thing again, and then that's when I clocked. I was like, oh, he just wants to talk about himself. He wants to sit there talking about himself.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't?
You know, I didn't really care at the time, because I was like, you know what, I find you attractive, you can talk about you, and we're gonna go back to mine and fuck. And we did, and we fucked twice, and it was great.
Oh, nice. That's really good to hear. Would you see them again?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna see them again, unless they ghost me.
Get some haunting action up in there.
Yeah, I reckon that would be the vibe too.
Fuck. Wallying.
What is that?
When someone on a dating app only uses group photos mimicking Where's Wally. I have never heard or experienced this. And for all of our US listeners, Where's Wally is the same as Where's Waldo.
Yeah. That is hilarious. I don't like match with people that have group photos on their dating apps. I don't like it. I'm like, just show, this is not what the dating apps, you're not supposed to be putting pictures of you and your mates up here. Like, who are you?
I can't stand that. Like, I almost want to match with them just to be like, who the fuck are you in these photos? Like, take down your group photos.
It's
I need
stupid.
Yeah,
please,
shit.
if you have group photos on your dating app, take them away right this second.
What? One group photo is fine. That's okay. It's obvious that you really want to show off you have friends. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't.
If you feel like you need to. I don't like it personally. But just do not have every single photo of you. Like, go and fucking take some selfies. Like, do the homework. Put the time in to get a good dating profile and take some photos of yourself.
I would rather see a selfie than a group photo.
Absolutely.
The group
Even
photo
if the
does
selfie's
nothing
shit.
to me.
Mm-hmm,
the only thing that is positive in group photos is when I'm like, when the group photo is the one that tells me I'm not going to get along with that person, and I use it as like a positive. So it's like, I don't really think that I'm going to get along with people that go to raves, and for some people, people that go to raves love posting group photos on their dating
and
apps.
I would agree, because if I saw somebody that had a group photo where like them and their mates were at a rave, I'd be like, oh, we're going to get on.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, because I'm like, no, that's not for me.
Yeah, or again, and I don't want it to sound like it sounds like very judgy, but if you see a group of people and you kind of get a feel for the group of people, like whether or not they're going to be, I don't know, like stereotypically like rich, spending loads of money, going to fancy restaurants, or if they're kind of just like a bit grungy, a bit like or student uni, or like,
this is so true, because if they're next to someone that's like, oh, also a creative, I'm like, okay, cool vibes.
And lastly, we have stashing, which is when someone you're dating doesn't allow you to meet their friends and family.
Oh,
that's fucked. I hate that. And it happens and it creeps up on you as well, and you don't realize it's happening until it's too late.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And then you're already in deep, and then you're like, what the fuck? Because that's not okay.
Yeah.
Because it means that they're not in the relationship, really.
Yeah, and they're protecting their parents or their family or friends, or protecting you, which neither of them is good. Yeah, and it's like protecting from what?
That's really bad. Like, don't do that to people.
Definitely not. If you're not prepared to show your partner or the new person off to your friends and family, you're not with the right person.
No, I don't know. I don't know why. Like, it's good for people to know these things, but I'm like, when we say things like, please don't do that, it's like, obviously the curious fuckers aren't the people that are doing this.
Yeah, they are doing this, but then maybe they just don't realize they're doing it. I don't know. Best way to check this out is to talk to the person that you're dating or seeing or whatever about their friends and family. See, if they get really like funny or shady, or I don't know.
Also, if you're actually into someone, then you should be, if I'm really into someone, I want to show them off to my friends.
Exactly. You want to show them off to fucking everybody.
Yeah. That's how it should be.
There are some other words here, like glamboozled.
What?
Getting ready for a date and being cancelled on the last minute.
Oh my God, this happened to me.
It's honestly the most heartbreaking thing for women, especially because the amount of time it takes for us to get ready and the amount of care we put into doing that, and the expectation and the excitement. I understand it's really shit for most dudes, but when like the makeup, the hair, the clothes, like, it's such a big fucking deal. It's like, that is pure evil if you do that.
Oh my God, I don't know if you have time to get into this, but I had the weirdest dating experience, like, when I first started dating again. And I'm like, when I look back to it, I'm like, what on earth was that experience? Like, were they a catfish? Or like, and one of the reasons why I started really questioning it was because I was like literally just about to get ready for my date to go and meet them, and they cancelled last minute, and I was like fully ready, everything, and I was like, that really sucks. And their excuse was COVID at their workplace, and I was like,
it's a bit of a wish-washy excuse.
Yeah, and I was
especially
like,
last minute. Last minute.
Yeah, also, yeah, exactly. It's like, really? This, I mean, it it could definitely happen during COVID times. Definitely could happen.
Yeah,
But then they were like, oh, I'm gonna get like a rapid PCR test and like, and then. Oh, it was so weird. And then like later in the evening, they were like, oh, I got a negative test. Do you want to like, I could just walk by yours and we could meet for a cuddle. And I was like, I think they were like betting on me saying, no, like, that's okay. And then we were going to meet the next day. Do you remember this? We were going to meet the next day. And then he was like, oh shit. Yeah, actually I got another test and it resulted as positive. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, that's a bit.
It was, and he was love bombing to the extreme as well. Like, whoa. Just like, oh my god, like, how have you not got a boyfriend yet? Like, all of those kind of things. Like
red flags. Yeah, the boyfriend guy, the one that was saying like weird shit.
Yeah, and he like everything about his life was way too like it was just like. Interesting fact after interesting fact after interesting fact. You were like, this person is fictitious. Oh, and then do you remember he changed his WhatsApp profile picture to like something, and it was just like, this doesn't really match the selfie that he sent. Like, and I was just like, this person looks like a different age, like, a sibling maybe, but not the same person.
So fucking weird.
So I mean, odd.
Who knows? I feel like, again, terrible communicator. Probably just maybe just didn't want to do the date and didn't know how to say it. And just kept coming up with like weird fucking excuses.
I think it was catfish central.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Like but a really good one, like a very believable one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, catfishes are believable.
Yeah. I mean, he sent me selfies and stuff, so it's like.
Fuck. But then he could have just copped that off of anyone's Instagram.
Yeah. Bizarre, mate.
Yeah.
Always FaceTime people.
It happened to my friend, and she was so looking forward to meeting this guy. They got on spookily well. They were chatting all the time. I think they met within a week. Or they went to go meet, and she went and got like a 2-hour train to go meet this person. When she got there, he never turned up, and he was like, sorry, can't do it, panic attack. But like didn't talk anymore, didn't write anymore. And she was literally like, it was like in the middle of the night, like a work week. She was planning to stay over.
The fuck?
And yeah, just like didn't do anything, didn't message her back, left it at that. And she was like, either a catfish or this guy has mental health issues that needs to be sorted.
There are definitely a lot more catfish out there than you think there are.
Fucking, I would know. Sorry.
What are you going to say?
I would fucking know. Like, I keep getting people being like, is this you? And it will be a profile. I just had a fucking Twitter account that was messaging people and getting their bank details, and they made a fake Read Amber Gmail and getting people to email them and then basically asking for money and shit. It happens all the fucking time.
Yeah, my friend messaged me, I can't remember, it was in 2020, and he was just like, oh, I haven't spoken to you since we chatted on Tinder briefly. And I was like, that. I've not been on Tinder since I was 21. Like, I honestly haven't been on, like, I never used that app. And someone was, because I think I used to work with him, and he had said something to the person that was pretending to be me about like, oh, like something about where I used to work. And then that person just dropped off, obviously, because it's like, this person knows. But that's so scary, the fact that like there are people out there pretending to be us.
Yeah, it's horrible. It feels really
I hope no one's like
violating,
falling in love with me without me knowing.
So this was years ago, and I had a girl on Instagram message me, and she was like, hey, why did you stop messaging me on Facebook? And I was like, babe, sorry, I don't use Facebook anymore. And she was like, oh my God, and sent me this profile, and it was me, and it was my information.
Wow.
And this girl had like like an online relationship with the fake version of me and swapped nudes with them.
Shit.
And obviously, like, they had stolen my nudes that I put up on like fucking adult sites and shit.
Yeah.
And it was like they were swapping nudes with them, but they weren't. They were just using it to get nudes off of random poor people. And I felt fucking horrible. Like somebody's using my face, my image to do that.
Yeah.
It's really disgusting. It's like lowest of the low, especially asking for money.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Oh my God. If anyone see, like, you know, if none of our if we haven't spoken about the interaction that we've had with you on the podcast, if it's like a long-term thing, then it's not us.
Please
get in contact if you ever see these profiles.
Yeah, please, like get links, because we just need to shut them down. And the only way you can shut them down is if you get the real person to take them down.
Yeah.
Because then the social media can see that. But we only have like accounts on, even then, I've had them all over fucking dating apps.
Just so you know, I'm only on Field and Raya. Like, I'm not on any other dating apps.
Yeah. I'm only on Field, sometimes Hinge, but
yeah. Don't want to.
I was gonna say the same.
I was gonna be like, but if you want to sponsor us, that's great.
Yeah, it's just Hinge isn't our crowd, really.
No, I never match with good people on Hinge. I obviously like know it really works for some people, but for some reason it's never worked out for me.
No, neither.
People ghost me on Hinge. That's what happens to me.
Like, this is why we stay away from fucking Tinder as well, because that is like douche city.
Yeah. I feel like I've had like really good conversations, like start-up conversations on Hinge with people, and then the next day just like,
yeah, we've just got too much choice. You know, like now that our attention spans have shortened so much, even if we're talking to someone and we fancy them, the next day we might stop.
This is so true, and I'm probably doing the same thing on dating apps as well.
We have that dopamine fix. We've got what we need, and then we move on to the next person.
Yeah, someone more interesting comes up.
Yeah. But if you don't you just gotta go. If you like somebody, don't waste any time. Just like ask them out for a drink and hope that they go out for a drink and then it goes well. And if they don't want to go out for a drink, then just like leave it, move on to the next person.
Yes. Well, what a dating trends ramble we did just go on.
Hey, it was good though.
That was good. I learned something today on the podcast, so I hope that you curious fuckers learned something as well.
Yes. And I hope if you like this Instagram post, what the fuck?
Wow, this is definitely not an Instagram post. Woo! What were you saying about being addicted to your phone and social media recently?
It's so bad. Actually, I've been pretty good over the weekend, but yeah, the screen addiction is raw at the moment. Oh.
Yeah, I really tried to stay off social media on Valentine's Day, and then I couldn't. Even though I was hating everything that I was seeing, I was like, but it's the launch day of my podcast, so I need to like post stuff.
Shit. Yeah,
and then also I needed to post things on Come Curious as well. And I was like, for fuck's sake, why do I have to be on here for my work? I'm just seeing things that are making me sad.
Oh man, but talk about your launch podcast. How's that gone? Is it nice?
Oh yeah.
Do you feel so great? Super plug it.
Yeah, plug it in. Yeah, it's been good. One episode is up, maybe 2 by the time that this one comes out.
Oh my god, amazing.
So where can we listen? Check it out. It is on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and it is called Love High. So go and check it out if you want to hear me talking about love and relationships.
Cool. What's the first episode about?
The first episode is just a massive catch up on it's an intro to what the podcast is going to be about, and then also a massive catch up on my whole healing experience, basically, from my breakup. So that in the future episodes, everyone kind of knows what page I'm on when I'm coming into the conversations.
Nice.
But yeah, second episode is about open relationships with Kelsey Dara, so definitely clock in for that one.
We love Kelsey as well. She's great.
She's amazing. She's a curious fucker.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's
perfect. Well done for plugging your own podcast.
I was trying to figure out a segue into like talking about the merch again.
Oh
and
yeah,
it just came out so weird.
And join our community with the merch.
Yes, become a curious fucker. Join the Curious Fuckers Club. They've got some cute stickers here. It says happy to be filled. You can put them in on your bottles, on your lunch boxes, on your laptop, on your hard.
I thought it'd be cool to put the filled fuck's sake. Happy to be filled on your hard drive, because that's
cute. That is cute.
That's so nerdy.
I consent to being used. You could put it on your bike.
I've also, I put happy to be filled and put things inside me on my fridge.
Oh, that's a great idea. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Nice one. Nice one. Florence.
All right, curious fuckers. Well, you know where else to find us, on our YouTube at Come Curious, on our Instagram at Come Curious, at Florence Bach, and at ReadAmberX.
And of course, like this podcast, rate it, give us 5 stars. If you can, write us a little like, this podcast is amazing. That does so well for us, and gets us on the front page of gets us seen, basically.
Yeah, and great. You want to share this juicy information with people, so wow, what is that?
What is that accent?
It's like a mix between Australian, Kiwi, and
what else, Florence? That was such a good accent. I love it.
We should just make them up. Wow, let's stop recording.
Yeah,
we need to. This is getting weird. Okay, see you next Thursday, curious fuckers.
Love you all so much. Bye.
Wow.